Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Allotment Dram. This is the mini-series that we're doing where we talk about different whiskies in the surroundings of our North London allotment. And today you join me on a much cooler afternoon. It's been very hot the last week or so, broke with a load of thunderstorms and a lot of rain, and the allotment's absolutely loved it. So, I've not been for a few days and everything's sort of sprung up, and it's also resulted in a great harvest today. I know some of you are very keen to see sort of what we've had sort of off the allotment. So the first thing today is this, lovely bunch of rainbow chard. You see all different colours there, massive handful of that, and also just getting this here. We've got a load of beans off these canes behind me here. Just going so abundantly now, but arguably the highlight, certainly for me, is just dug up these shallots, which is the first time we've ever successfully grown them. So very, very excited about that, and also to just experiment and see what we can actually sort of make at home with them. Also pulled up the more regular onions as well. Look at those. See beauties, some red onions. There's a couple of white onions at the bottom there as well. But yeah, very, very proud of those. They look particularly good this year. So they obviously liked this very hot weather. But of course, I am here for the Allotment Dram, and where is it? I hear you ask, why is he waffling on about vegetables and gardening when we could be talking about whiskey? And that's a very good point. But today's whiskey is actually brand new. We only received our bottle literally touched before the launch date, and it's the Smokehead Rum Rebel, and this is from Ian MacLeod Distillers. They own the Smokehead range, and there's two or three others in the range. There's the Smokehead Original, there's the High Voltage, and then there's a Smoke Bomb as well, and this joins it, the Rum Rebel. So the clue's in the name. This has been matured American oak barrels to start with, but then finished in Caribbean rum casks for a period at the end. So it's from an unnamed Islay distillery. It's bottled at 46% and joins those other three in the range. So let's have a try. See what we make of it. It was also launched to coincide with International Rum Day, which was just the last weekend, August 16th, so we literally got our bottle just around that date. So they also sent me this very nice Smokehead glass, which you can see has the logo and everything on, but that's not really very useful for showing you the colour of the whiskey. So I have got some in another glass here, so you'll see lovely sort of golden yellow colour there, but I am going to use this because I think it's quite cool, this sort of smoked glass, you'll see, with the logos on. So let's have a smell. So yeah, Smokehead, unnamed Islay distillery, and it's a pretty peaty one at that, so it kind of narrows down where it might be from, and of course people love to speculate as to where it might be from, but got a lovely punchy sort of peat there, quite ashy. There's a little bit of almost like damp earth, sort of mossiness there as well. But there's also this sort of lovely sweetness. There's vanilla, there's a bit of golden syrup, but there's also like some tropical fruit there. There's something like this overripe sort of fruit in there. Let's have a taste. Boom. What you get straight away is that peat smoke. It's a very similar path it follows to the nose actually. You get all this peat up front, and it has that sort of ashy, charcoal-like, almost a touch maybe sooty. It's quite drying. But then underneath, there's a little bit of this damp earth and moss, but also this lovely sort of slightly burnt, malty quality. It's quite delicious actually. It reminds me of like those oat cakes that you have with cheese sometimes, or also, you know, slightly burnt cookies, something like that. Let's have another taste. Yeah, you get peats up front, but then it doesn't take long for these sweeter notes to come through. So there's vanilla, honey, quite a lot of golden syrup actually. And then these fruits come through, and they have this sort of very juicy, overripe quality. There's definitely some pineapple in there. There's reminds me, not necessarily fresh pineapple, but the pineapple that you sometimes get out of a can, and or maybe like a tropical fruit selection that you get in a can, maybe with that syrup as well. There's also some bit of mango and then something very acutely sweet, so almost like, my biggest guess is something like a lychee or something like that. And then there's also some juicy dried fruit like sultana as well, with then some spices sort of underneath. So, sorry, there's just some very noisy parrots just flying overhead, but that's the beauty of being up here. You kind of one with nature. I've already seen a fox, heard some owls and all sorts of birds, some robins, blackbirds, etc. Sort of keeping me company while I was doing some planting as well. But if you want to know a little bit more about this, literally just done a review on the blog as well. So I'll pop the link to that sort of in the description of this video on YouTube. So read a little bit more, search out a bottle. You know, it's a cracking dram, and the rum cast definitely adds a different dimension, and it makes you wonder why more brands don't put this sort of rum and peat combination together. I can only think of maybe 2 or 3 off the top of my head that do it, but it's a lovely combination, and yeah, lovely whiskey, and one that, you know, sits very nicely next to the others. So from me and the Smokehead Rum Rebel, until next time, I'll see you very soon, and thanks for watching. Cheers.